Hello and welcome to this O&DR Modurol video, VIN sticker part 1, cracking the codes. This is video 181 in our series of XK8 videos. And this video comes from a prompt from a fellow Jaguar enthusiast, Nigel Miller, with an emailed question. Now, Nigel is based in Australia and he has a very, very early car. His build number is 1201, so it's actually the 200th car off the line. And he asked the question, basically, what does the code mean in the bottom right hand corner? And to be honest, I didn't know either, so I set about trying to find what that code meant, and in the process I'm going to try and tell you what all the codes mean that are covered in this VIN sticker. If you're interested, the VIN sticker can be found above the left-hand side door catch in the door opening. There is lots and lots of information on this sticker about your car, and we'll try and decipher that and let you be able to decode it. There are actually two different types of sticker used on the X100s. The left-hand side one is generally for European ones. The right-hand side tends to be used in the US and non-European markets, but not all. In this video, we're going to, part 1, we're going to cover the date code meaning, paint codes, trim codes, the weights and max loads figures, and also the type approval, what that means. Part 2, we've had to make a separate video for the VIN numbers because it's such a large video in its own right. There are actually 3 different types of VIN number structure based on the year of manufacture of the X100. Unbelievable, but true. So I've made a separate video. You should find a link in the top right corner here to that. Okay, so the date code. To answer Nigel's question, the actual this code is actually the build date, or the production date, manufacturing date of the car, the date the car left the production line. Now, I found the answer to this in a post on jaglovers.org website some time ago. Steph Knapp created this post about XJs, but it does actually translate to the X100. And Jaguar were using this date code format, month and year, on some of the earlier vehicles right through to the start of the X100. Now, I've actually translated that to cover the whole range of the years of manufacturer for the X100 from 1995, a year before, to 2006. The first letter then is actually the month of manufacture, and the second letter is the year. So decoding our code, the L is November and L is 1996. I say, just to reiterate, this is the build date code. It's different to the model year. The model year is something slightly different, and it's obviously not the registered year. So actually there's lots of dates associated with your car, but this code tells you the build date. Okay, next on to the trim codes. There is a 3-letter trim code at the bottom of your VIN sticker. If you're interested, there are actually 11 types of trim colours and 13 overall codes because of cranberry contrast and heritage contrast. Heritage tan is its own colour, but when it's combined with another colour of the seat to create heritage contrast, and the same for cranberry. So there are actually 11 colours and 13 codes. Not every bit of the interior trim has the same code, otherwise it'll all be the same colour. So there are contrasting fabrics, carpets, fascia. So if you've got, say, a code of oatmeal, you need to look at a trim colour combination chart, which you can see here, IP 1049. This is actually for classic. So in the case of my car, you've got an oatmeal car. So I've got oatmeal seats and seat belts, but I've got antelope, dashboard, etc. So it's the oatmeal has a lighter contrasting colour. It's not, everything isn't oatmeal. Interestingly, I thought my rear parcel shelf would be oatmeal, but it's actually faded antelope, or it should be antelope. So I've actually I'm in the process of recovering my headliner in oatmeal, and in my naivety, I bought enough fabric to cover the parcel shelf also in oatmeal, thinking that was the right colour, but it's not. It should be antelope, the same as the dashboard. I couldn't find any antelope fabric, so it's going to go to oatmeal. Anyway, we digress. This is an example of classic trim from the model year 2000 brochure. As you can see, you've got Nimbus leather with slate, dashboard, etc. Cashmere leather with sable, warm charcoal obviously with charcoal, oatmeal with antelope, that's the light contrast, and ivory with sable. Obviously there are some different combinations depending on the model year. As I say, I will cover trims in a massive video very shortly. This is a photograph of classic trim. You can see there's a light colour contrast. It is contrasting, but it's not a massive difference. And you can find the you can tell classic trim because the interior seat, the middle seat padding of the seats has a vertical stitching. If you've got a sports trimmed car, there's a different combination chart for that. Say, for example, you had an oatmeal sports car, you would have seating be oatmeal, but actually the dash would be warm charcoal. Here's the sports trim example again from model year 2000 brochure. You can see if you've got oatmeal leather, you've got warm charcoal dash. In fact, all the sports trims end up with a dark warm charcoal dashboard. Here's a picture of what it looks like. In this case, it's actually got fabric seats, and you can tell it's sports because it's got parallel stitching on those center portions. Now, just as an aside, this sports trim with oatmeal cloth inserts is rare as hen's teeth, and John's got one of these cars and it's extremely rare. Okay, paint code wise, again it's a 3-letter code. What I would do is point you to our website and another video. There are actually 40 different paint codes, not including the different makeup of the paint, water-based, etc. There are 40 of different colours as applied by the factory for the Jaguar XK8 XKR X100. Now I've covered all of those with examples of cars in a different video. That's video 167. Should be a link in the top right corner for that. I'm not going to go through all that again. Weights and max loads then. There are actually these 4 boxes on there with loadings in kilograms. There isn't any description on there, just all these numbers. So the first number is actually the maximum weight of the car, inclusive of passengers, etc. is 2010 kilograms in my case. The second number, which is actually empty, is normally the car plus trailer. So in this case, my car is not rated for towing out of the factory. The third number, and with a 1 on it, is actually the maximum permissible front axle load. And the second number is the maximum permissible rear axle load. Finally, type approval for this video. Obviously, the car manufacturer is stated Jaguar cars on the top, but there's also this number underneath. It's the type approval number, but it's only applicable to European cars. Obviously, non-European markets don't need the European number, hence the different sticker, which has a manufactured date, actually has numbers, not as a code, which is a bit strange, but there we are Jaguar cars. As I say, they're very, very similar, except on the European version, you've got the 2-letter code. On the non-European, you actually get the manufacturing date in a way you can actually read it. If you're interested, this type approval number is basically what it is. It's a confirmation that production samples of this vehicle, the vehicle system component and or separate technical unit have met the performance standards of the European Union. So basically, your car is approved. Interestingly, when Nigel Miller sent us a picture of his VIN number, the E code is missing, obviously because it's an Australian export. for Jaguar. So it's a genuine, it's not a post-imported car. It was originally imported to Australia, in my opinion, because that code is missing. So an interesting little diversion there, Nigel. You've got the first imported XK8 XKR X100 car, I would believe. Anyway, many thanks to Nigel Miller for prompting this sort of video. He's actually in the Jaguar Car Club of North Queensland. If you're interested, I'm going to do the part 2 video very shortly. We'll go into all the vagaries and structures of the VIN numbers. As I say, it's an interesting video just on its own. Well, in my humble opinion. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you found that interesting. Please like, comment, share and subscribe for more XK8 videos.